salute. Bob and I are going to do a combination. It's going to be the medium fouetté, which is basically the fouetté is that whip kick. It's where you bring your knee up and you kind of snap it out there. So you're going to see it. Some people call it like it's just like a roundhouse kick. It has a similarity. However, the main part in Savate is we really want to get that knee to recoil, to lift up. We always bring the knee up before we do the majority of kicks in Savate, and then we're extending out. Another difference is because in Savate we wear shoes on, we really want to focus on that full extension and going for the toes of the shoe. So if I'm here and we're both in the left lead here, so Bob turns left. If I want to kick him with my lead leg, my knee comes up and I whip it across, and I'm just going to extend it. You want to have a full extension there. If I do the rear leg, he just stands there, I bring my knee up, and I'm fully extending. I'm just working my reach here. Bob's going to see that reach come close to him, so he's going to pick the furthest hand to parry. So that's the first part of the drill. So if he sees my shoulders turn this way, he's going to assume that I'm going to throw the hip on that right side toward him and do a fouetté. So if I come at him, this is the closest hand that's going to hit or possibly be ready for defense. However, he wants to parry with the furthest hand away, so he's going to go in the same direction as my kick. What he's going to counter with is that sweeping kick, or the coup de pas, which is just kind of going like that. So just if I were to do it high, you kind of see the bottom of my shoe, kind of the knife of the foot. We're not going to go that high. We're just going to go toward that ankle area. So I'm going to start from the left lead with my rear leg, which is my right leg. Bob's going to take his right hand and he's going to parry it away. And then he's going to wait till it to land, and then he's going to be ready for it with that sweeping leg, that coup de pas, which throws me off balance like that. He also has to be aware of that wind. Let's go to that again and just kind of pause there. Once he pauses there, you got to bring your hands up right away. If you're the person parrying, you do that. Don't leave it down, because if he leaves it down, leave that parry hand down like you did that, then there's a whole lot of openings right up in here. Okay? So when he does it, he parries, he brings his hands up. So if I decided to do some punches, he's already ready for that defense. And then he sweeps my leg. Good. Do that a few times. Knee up. Fouetté. There's the kick. See how he's turned my body? One more time. Good. And I'm going to have to, on the opposite side, when I feel somebody parrying me, I've got to know that I'm going to land kind of toward the back, which exposes the backs of my legs. You're not allowed to hit the back or the head in Savate, but at least my legs are exposed. Good for Bob, bad for me. So I got to be aware to make sure I shuffle back out of the way, or bring my back leg back to the far position, so I'm back in that left lead or orthodox stance. Now I'm going to do the attacks from my front leg. My knee's going to come up. I'm going to pivot. He's going to parry, and he's going to coup de pas. And then again, he makes sure those hands are up. So my job is to make sure I'm just stay there for a second. Make sure I'm just not doing that, right? I'm not even reaching him here, so why should he even bother to parry? You need to give him a reason. So he either has a choice of moving back or out of my range, or if he stays there, it's good for him if he can counter it, stay within range, because then it allows him to have the closeness to do that sweep, right? So knee comes up, parry, he comes in, his hands are up, he's looking up in the air, and he's ready for the next step. Couple more, knees up. There's my fouetté, medium. There's the coup de pas. Up. Oh, got him in the stomach. So sometimes you got to kind of hollow out too, just to make sure that it's not going to be there. Good. And again, sometimes what I'll do, if he parries, if I want to get out of the way, I'll just kind of go with the flow and create that distance. So use do that same thing again you just did. I know that he's going to kick me there, right? So I can spin it around. So that's what I would try to practice on the counters. Or if I do this side, he's going to do the opposite hand. I know it's going to land. I'm going to spin around and get out of the way. So just know that anytime they parry you, you're going to be in a close position to him with not a whole lot of defense toward the backside. So a lot of times just keep spinning with it and let his synergistic help get you to spin a full 360 instead of just a 180. All right, Bob's going to do that to me, so let's start with this leg here, going for the stomach, and I'm just going to have him connect. I'm not even going to parry. First thing we're going to do is see what his range is. So his range was a little off, so he's going to come in a little closer. So you always want to make sure they're in the right range. So now he knows he's in the good range to do that. So he does the kick, and I return with that sweep. He does the other leg, so then come near. First I'm going to let him reach me. Let's make sure he can keep it above the hip and connect. So he connected there, which means his distance is good. Now he's going to do that same kick. I parry, and I return with that sweep. And again, we keep the hands up. If we go the right side, everything we do on the left side, we want to do on the right side, so everything's working the same. So we're both right lead. My lead hand's here. He's going to parry with this. Boom. It lands. He sweeps. Now I'm going to do the back leg. He's going to do the backhand. So you always want to practice a few of those. There's my reach. He spun me. He swept me. And then Bob's going to do it to me. So start with that leg. Hit the stomach first. Make sure you got contact. Boom. And then do it again. And this time I'm going to parry it. Boom. And then I'm going to sweep. So it's important to keep that balance too as you get spun around. Boom. He lands. Good. And then it's there. And then Bob would normally try to counter quickly. So now go right leg again. Right lead in front. And then let's do the back leg. Sweep. Parry. Boom. So Savate salute. So practice that. Again, you may not have to do quite as many with the right lead because that's not going to be tested on. However, I recommend whatever you do on the right leg, you do on the left leg. Whatever you do in the orthodox stance, left lead, you do in southpaw right stance. And then again, practice those parries. Figure out if I land and they parry, they're probably going to kick low here because he can't punch the back of the head, so we've kind of eliminated that. But if I don't keep my hands up, he's still going to hit the side of my face. So work on that drill.